Today is the 26th day of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. Now, we're gonna have a really busy week this week, so we're probably not gonna do anything major like canning. The biggest project I think we're gonna do this week is making our first wheel of hard cheese, which I'm doing today. I'm not gonna show a lot of that though in this video, due to the fact that we have a video coming out about it really soon, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, we have a bunch of other fun projects we're gonna do. I think we plan to add to our vinegar, do some pickling, so just some easy stuff that if you're looking for some easy projects, these are gonna be it. All right, now I'm just gonna go knot the four corners up together, and I'm gonna hang it. I believe it said for an hour. It's day 27 of the Every Bit Counts Challenge, and today we're taking these cucumber things that we found in the garden. We think they may or may not be Sambar cucumbers. They don't taste quite though like regular cucumbers, so this is going to be an experiment. We're going to try pickling them. So right now we read that it's best to peel the skin and remove the seeds if you want them to taste the best.
Mom is cutting herself all up peeling them.
Yeah, because they're so small, they're so hard to peel. But they do keep a really long time in the fridge because these are still from that first batch we harvested a while ago, and they're still hard. Like, they're not mushy yet, so that's interesting. This is just gonna be an experiment. We're gonna see if we can get them to taste in a way that we would like them. All right, after cutting, peeling, de-seeding those little cucumbers, we went ahead and pickled them. Now, it was sort of hard. There were some recipes, but I decided to just go with our regular pickle brine that I normally use. And I have to say, after trying them, they don't taste much different than the cucumbers that we normally eat. So I'd have to say this is a success. It's day 27 of the Every Bit Counts, and I'm gonna do a really easy project. I'm just gonna add to our existing apple cider vinegar. So once they start to get low like this is a 5-gallon bucket, it's pretty low now. We just go ahead and stop using what's left. We'll leave that in there sort of as like a starter. I'm gonna add apple cores, what we have. Most of the time we do this after doing bulk cooking, but we haven't in a while, so I just have what we've been saving. Then I'm gonna add 1 gallon of water, and that's just based off of how many cores I had. I'm also gonna add 1 cup of sugar and stir. I think this is a really simple and easy thing to make that a lot of people overlook, because this is really all I'm gonna do. And then I'm just gonna stick it back in the pantry, and after a while, I'll strain the fruit out and then let it age until we're ready to use it. We are making more cheese. I know that we haven't done any canning this week, but we had a lot of milk to use, and making cheese is just the best way to use it. So today we're making 2 different kinds of cheese. In this pot, I have 1.25 gallons of milk to make cottage cheese, and I'll share the recipe I've been using for that. We really like it. And then over here I have 1 quart of milk for cream cheese. Now, this cream cheese recipe I'm trying is new. I'm doing a lot of experimenting with different recipes because none of them have really tasted like the stuff in the store. So I know to make it taste like the stuff in the store, we really should probably have to use cultures, but I'm gonna try this recipe and see if it works. It doesn't use cultures. So now the cottage cheese recipe does use rennet, but I will leave all the cheese making stuff that I used today in the links below in case you guys are interested. And so right now I'm heating the cottage cheese milk to 85 degrees, and this I'm going to heat it until it's almost at a boil. So that's where we're going to start, and I'll give you guys the recipes here as we go along. Alright, we're at 85 degrees, so I'm going to add 4 drops of rennet for every quart of milk. That should be 20 drops. Alright y'all, this just boiled as I was stirring that, so I had to put someone else on it. We're going to add like a tablespoon here of lemon juice. And stir that in nice and gently. and it should start to curdle almost immediately. Now this is the cottage cheese is going to sit with a lid on for 4 hours. This one, we can also put a lid on that, is only going to sit for a few minutes. Alright, y'all, the fun part of cheese making. So here I have butter muslin, which I'll also leave linked down below, the one that I use, colander, and a bowl. And now we're going to just strain our cream cheese curds through this. And then, it doesn't say this in the recipe, but normally I just go ahead and do it anyway, is I'll tie up the 4 corners and hang it for a few minutes just to make sure that all the way is strained out. Alright, the cheese curds are strained, so we're going to add them to a food processor with 3/4 cup of cream, which seems like a lot, but let's give it a shot. 3.5 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we're just going to blend that up for a few minutes until it turns into cream cheese. So you can see that this has made a huge difference in how this looks now. You can see a clear separation from the whey and the curds. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the curds in a crisscross pattern. And then once that's done, I'm going to just cook them for a few minutes to help finish that separation. It's really important not to overcook them, so really only a few minutes. And then I'm going to strain them through a cloth and colander. And then I'm going to stick them in, while they're still in that strainer, I'm going to fold the ends with the cheesecloth over it and stick it in the fridge for an hour. And I'm going to go in there a couple times and give it a stir. And then once that's done, I will show you guys what to do after that. Alright, so here's what it looks like coming out of the fridge and strainer. I did crunch it up a little because when you put it in the fridge, they like harden back together into one big ball. So you are supposed to go ahead and add cream to this until it's your desired like consistency. And this recipe I find tastes closest to the store-bought, and everyone who enjoys store-bought cottage cheese enjoys this recipe. So I do not normally add cream to it until we're ready to eat it, only because I feel that it sucks up the cream and I have to add more anyway. So I'm going to wait to add cream to this until we're ready to eat it. But otherwise, that's how you make your very own cottage cheese.
It is day 30, the end of the challenge. We made it, y'all. We have just the tiniest little project to end this all up with. We ended up getting too many bananas when someone went into the city. They picked up bananas thinking we need them. We didn't need them, so now we have extra bananas that are overripe. So we are just gonna slice those up, flash freeze them, and then throw them in a freezer bag for smoothies later.